We now welcome Ruth Wasserman, Lande, the former Deputy Israeli Ambassador to Egypt and an Arab affairs expert. Thank you so much for your time, Ruth. We are looking at the most harrowing pictures out of cities that are usually synonymous with coexistence. Talk to us about the factors at play, what is sparking this tension and what is keeping it going and reaching this very, very worrying momentum.
First of all, Benita, good evening. It seems as if it's so sad. I hardly have the words to describe. Mixed cities in Israel, such as Jaffa, Haifa, Lod. I lived in Lod for just about a decade with my family, with my children. It was never, ever like this, despite tensions between Israelis and Palestinians in the West Bank and in Gaza. It almost seems as if there are factors from outside trying to instigate some kind of unrest. It's almost surreal. Very, very difficult to comprehend and really heating up the discussions. I heard one person whom i24news interviewed just now saying that it's because of Al-Aqsa, but if you watch the hundreds of thousands of people praying right now very peacefully in Al-Aqsa Mosque, it almost seems unreasonable to think that currently the violence is erupting because of that or because of Sheikh Jarrah. Rather, it almost seems as if things have gotten instigated from those unstable factors from outside, and things are just out of control. And the police is finding it very difficult to calm everything and stabilize everything. I do want to say, though, Benita, that there is an immense number of organized groups, mayors, both Arab and Jewish, in the Negev, in the north, in the center, in the triangle of Israel. Also citizens, civilians, both Arab and Jewish, who are getting together and demonstrating, and you will see those a lot tomorrow, saying that they will live together, stand side by side, despite all of what we're seeing now. And that at least leaves a lot of hope in my heart, and in my humble opinion, truly mirrors the real Israel that I know, and that we've known until very recently.
We've spoken to people in some of these cities in recent hours who have suggested that these instigators are, first of all, a very small group, a very effective group, that they are communicating as well on social media and that they have an agenda, so to speak. Who are these players likely to be? And is that your take on what exactly is fueling this fire right now?
So very obviously, it's not the majority of the people. Again, in my humble opinion, I don't have all the facts. I'm not in the police. I don't have the numbers. And yet it is absolutely clear to me that a small number, a relatively small number of instigators that are extreme on both sides, both Jewish and Arab, are heated up by things that have happened recently. I just want to remind the viewers that the majority of Israel is in bunkers every single night. The tensions are very, very rife. There are also very hard feelings amidst the Arab population regarding Al-Aqsa Mosque, even though currently people are praying there peacefully and there are no clashes at all. And yet this instigation happened already a few days ago. And these rioters, these extremists, do have an agenda. They don't believe one another. There's no trust in one another. And they have an interest to destabilize the situation both politically and set up a right-wing government in Israel and in terms of the actual physical state of affairs that we are seeing in these absolutely horrible pictures in the background.
As you say, really disturbing images that the country is witnessing right now. Ruth Wasserman, Lande.